1 second. Making sure these invites get sent out. And $10 or more. Patrons. Publish. And I think that's good. All right. All right. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
I just saw Baby Driver.
I have not seen it yet. I'm waiting.
It's great.
I'm actually seeing it today.
Was it good?
Nice. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I don't know how well it compares to the rest of Edgar Wright's filmography.
It looks,
but it's.
From what I can tell, it looks like it's going for a different tone.
Yeah, it's a lot different. I would say it's in some ways a lot less stylized than some of his films, but
yeah,
for the most part, it's just really fun. Like, it's a fun movie.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's what it mostly just seems like it's going for. But yeah, I liked it a lot. It was a lot of fun.
Hi, Adam.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty good.
I also saw Baby Driver.
Brady Diver?
Baby Driver.
Sequel.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld is asking why I'm streaming on Thursday as opposed to a Saturday. Well, first of all, it's Wednesday. Second, because all my Saturday, by the time, and I usually do this really early in the month, but by the time that I had planned my Google Hangout, I realized that all my Saturdays in the entire month are booked. So last Saturday I was at VidCon. The Saturday before that was my friend's bachelor party because I was going to his wedding. The Saturday coming up is not in June anymore. And then I forget what was the Saturday before, but it was like, it's very rare that that happens. Usually I just put it for whatever Saturday is free in the month, but whatever. Just so happened this month that that was the case. July should be different. VidCon was fun. Who was there?
I wish.
The con itself was like pretty cancer, but
I expected.
I'll make sure next time I'm doing the hangout in this room, which is my room, that I have that it's better lighting setup. Because right now it's like the sun's outside and my window's like right. So I'm like basically Jesus right now. I don't know how I can. I don't know how to change the webcam settings on this yet. I just figured I should start the stream because otherwise it was going to be late.
Thanks, Jesus.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're welcome. I met the guy who does the Jesus skits on Fiverr at VidCon. So like the Jesus that PewDiePie paid to say Hitler did nothing wrong.
Oh.
That's pretty funny.
Wasn't that like the winner of like a Mountain Dew competition?
Yes, it was. It's a meme. It's a 4chan meme.
That would have been delicious.
Yeah, you know, that's why you should never have polls open to the internet for like contests. You know.
How's Anthony Fantano?
Anthony was great.
I think Mountain Dew titled "Gushing Granny" would have been delicious.
Yeah, exactly. Like people are gonna pick the best names, and then they're not gonna be used. Like, I think there was something in the UK to like name a boat, and the winner was Bodie McBoatface, and then they didn't do it because they're like, that's stupid. It's like, well, why would you have the poll open to the internet? People fucking want it because it's funny, you know.
I loved that Lay's had a competition a couple of years ago where they were like, name like a brand of chips you'd want, and like one of the top voted ones was toothpaste and orange juice.
Yes.
Delicious.
And another one was Dorito flavored Lay's.
And you know what? No matter how it goes, though, it still promotes the brand.
Yeah.
You know, it still promotes the brand no matter how it goes. So.
Hey Adam, I just wanted to like say, like it seems like a lot of drama has been happening on Twitter the last few days. I'm like sorry to hear about all the stuff.
Oh,
with
no
the
worries.
IT channel. So,
You
know, I didn't want to bring that up. I didn't want to be like
No, that's fine.
that guy. So
No, that's all right. I appreciate it. Not really on Twitter though. I mean,
well, it's just a lot of people have been a little confused. I kind of got what was going on, but I don't know. It just seems like a bit of a weird situation.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. The information's out, but
Any luck in finding like a new editor, or is it just like freelancers?
I've got I want to keep it freelancers because if I put my trust in an individual, then that just sets me up for having the same thing happen again, right? So, this way,
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, pretty much, right?
Yeah, I just it makes more sense to have it per video commission based and have different editors on different series. And I've gone through like 60 application submissions at this point, and it's a lot of work trying to like judge and critique and help people figure out what I want for the channel. And out of those, I now have 3 people that have made videos that I'm comfortable publishing on the channel. And this is the first time in forever that I've had 2 plays videos in the video manager at the same time, which is pretty great, honestly.
That's good.
Yeah. Like the last 2, I've just published 1 video, and then the one the week before that. So far, there's been a video every Wednesday, which is great. That's what I've always wanted. And the last 2 videos that are published on the channel were from the same editor. So, I mean, yeah, it's not like impossible work or anything.
All right. I'm glad that you can actually hear me this time. I tried like a couple months ago, and I had the day off to get into this Hangout, and I just kept having issues with my microphone and such.
Yeah, I have no idea how my mic is right now because I'm using a different setup than I usually do. Usually in the office with the Yeti, but it doesn't make sense at this point.
I can hear you just fine. It was mostly my end. My laptop is a piece of crap, so.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to think about, like how what you do on your day off. It's getting people work. It's crazy when you think about it, in my opinion.
Sorry, what?
It's crazy to think about it when what you do on your day off is like getting 3 people's worth of work. That makes sense. So.
Yeah, I don't really. The closest thing I had to a day off in a long time was VidCon, which I didn't get that much work done there, but Stop
Whose
this!
mic is
This is Rasmus. What are you doing, Rasmus? What are you doing right now? Rasmus, stop. We will mute you.
By the way, how was VidCon? I've heard very conflicting things about it.
The con itself was cancer.
Oh wow!
But I didn't go for the con. I just went to hang out with other people that I knew would be there and around the con. Got to meet up and hang out with Kurzgesagt and CGP Grey, and got to meet up with Anthony Fantano and hang out.
Awesome.
Got to see Boogie. Hung out with a lot of the skeptic community for a bit of it. Got to see Lacey Green, and yeah, I met a bunch of people and had fun hanging out with them. And I just enjoy making new friends and
how does it compare to the furry conventions you've been to?
Well, the furry conventions have there's actual substance to the con itself. The furry conventions, you can enjoy the convention itself to an extent. And the last one I was at was BLFC, which is in Reno. So it's drinking and gambling and parties and dances and all that shit. VidCon doesn't have any of those. VidCon's a convention for 12-year-old girls, really.
Yeah, because I saw a video
I
online
hung out
of
with Eric too. Sorry, I can.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
I just said I hung out with Eric too because somebody asked in the chat.
Oh, awesome. No, I just remember seeing videos everywhere online of people freaking out because they're meeting their favorite YouTubers. I saw one of some guy who got doing a vlog and he got tackled by fans. It was what the hell? Yeah.
Oh, no worries, Rasmus. No worries. Try to fix your mic if you want. Yeah, it was very it was very depressing watching that every once in a while. You're just going from point A to point B around the con, and then all of a sudden it's like you see one girl scream and start running towards someone, and then they all notice. It's like a feeding frenzy with sharks, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, some little girl's screaming after someone who's clearly famous. I don't know who they are, but I'm gonna do the same thing and run after them and scream to them too. And so then it's just like it's literally a stampede of really annoying screaming little girls that I cannot stand.
Oh my lord.
It is it is very much cancer. And I attended one panel. It was like on the very last day. I was like, oh, there's a panel that I might want to see. It was Anthony Fantano panel. Vidkini Contano. And it was actually really good. Yeah, I enjoyed
Did you
that.
get recognized a lot?
Yeah, I mean, I did quite a bit. Not as much as I would at like a film fest or something. Because I mean the demographics of VidCon are really just people that are vlogger fanboys. You know,
wow.
they're people like this is a convention for like the demographic of people who watch people featured in YouTube Rewind. You know, when you see YouTube Rewind and you're like, who the fuck are those and who the fuck watches them? It's little girls. It's 10 to 12-year-old girls and maybe some boys thrown in there too, but very, very young, stupid children watch these people. And that's essentially who the convention is for, is very young, stupid children. And so it's essentially just one giant scheme designed to take advantage of them and their money. So
Would it be like a giant money circle jerk?
I don't know what you mean by that, but I mean, like the baseline ticket, like just the general admission, which didn't even get you to like a lot of the panels, by the way. The general admission ticket was $150 US.
Oh, that's ridiculous. My
It is
local comic
ridiculous.
convention is only like $60.
Yeah, like BLFC, like every furry convention I've been to has been like $50. You know,
Oh my god!
And
My
I get
VIP
more out of
ticket
it,
at my
and I
con
have
wasn't
more
even that
fun.
expensive.
There's a better crowd of people there. There's more entertaining things to do, and it's like a fraction of the price, like a third of the price. And then,
Oh my gosh!
and so like the $150 baseline ticket will get you into like the main floor, which is just them trying to sell you shit everywhere. And then,
oh, wow.
and then like some panels, so like a lot of like the Anita panel and like you know. A lot of the same flavor of that panels will be the everyone can join panel, and they're on a huge stage, and like nobody showed up to them. It was very strange. Like they had not, their audience wasn't huge for the amount of space they had. And then the secondary ticket, so the creator pass, was I believe $350 US. And so that got you up to the second floor, where they had a bunch of other panels. So like Anthony Fantano's panel was there. And you know, any one of the important panels really that anyone would want to see. But it does kind of segregate and provide like a useful barrier between like a lot of the little children and like, you know, the YouTube community crowd. So they call it the community badge because, you know, like honestly, I just kept putting myself in the mindset of like a parent that could be there. All I was thinking was like I might consider this hell, but it would really be awful if I was a parent of a child attending the convention. You know, like how miserable would I be? But anyway, all I was thinking is like, there's no way a parent would buy the $350 ticket for their child when the $150 one exists. But anyway, the creator badges actually sold out at one point. Literally the second day of the con, they were all sold out somehow. I don't know. Anyway, so they had a limited amount. And so it was at the point where your choices were either the $150 the $150 general admission pass that gets you into basically nothing, or the $750 US.
Oh my lord!
Industry pass. And by the way, what I find stupid is like they segregate these things by like community, creator, industry for the 3 tickets that you can buy: 150, 350, and 750 US dollars, which would be like 1,000 Canadian. By the way.
Oh my god!
and-
I still can't believe the cost for this.
Oh
Like,
yeah, it's a
I got to
huge
meet Bill
scam.
Paxton for like way less than this.
But anyway, so the industry tickets, again, it gets you to like a little bit higher of a floor. You don't really get much out of it. It's just a way to segregate like poor people and little girls and shit out of what you're doing at the convention.
God.
But the $750 industry pass, like none of these tickets that you buy have any sort of vetting process or filtering. So you don't have to be a creator to get a creator pass. You don't have to be in the industry to get an industry pass. You just have to pay money. And so there's no point calling them that. There's no point separating different tiers with those words when literally all they mean is just this one costs more money. That's literally all there is to it. So that's what's strange to me. Man, I'm trying to keep saying unable to connect to chat. I can't see the chat right now. I'm going to try in a different browser. But yeah, so that was bull. But fortunately enough, I was able to get into a lot of things just by knowing people. So I didn't really have to shell out for the $750.
Nearly $1,000. That's insane.
Yeah, literally over $1,000 in Canadian, I bet. Like
How
How much?
conversion
How much
wise.
would you? I'm sorry. How much would you have to pay to go to like a film festival, like TIFF or something like that?
TIFF?
Yeah.
It really depends how many tickets you're getting, because the festival there's no like membership that you need really. You just buy the tickets, as far as I remember. And for something like VIF, they have a membership and it's like $1 or something stupid. And
So you buy it as you go, pretty much, right?
you can buy ticket packages, and the standard rate for tickets are going to be somewhere between like $12 and $20 each, with the exception of like galas and like, you know, special screenings and shit.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, you can go to TIFF and see movies at TIFF and have it be substantially less expensive than VidCon, obviously. I can't think of a single convention I've seen in existence that is more expensive than VidCon.
I've never been to any convention that has a $700 pass.
It's stupid. It's a big fucking scam. Because the thing is marketed towards little children, and they know they can get away with it because little children are stupid. And it's also a big social climbing, celebrity culture themed thing, and it's in LA. So like, of course there are going to be people that are like, oh yeah, I'll just spend $750 US, and then maybe I can pitch my script to like Philip DeFranco or something. You know, like I don't know what they're expecting out of it, but there's a lot of people that feel like that. You know?
Oh, it's my chance for my big break if I drop like $1,000 on this.
That's what's the saddest part about LA is like every person working in the service industry isn't a person that, you know, every single one of them is just like waiting for my big break. You know, like that's despite anyone's in LA. It's very sad.
Oh my god, I served Steven Spielberg once and I gave him my script and he never called me, so it's my big break.
Yeah.
Oh,
I gave him a coffee.
Yes.
By the way, if you don't know, Bong Joon-ho's new movie just came out on Netflix today.
I saw a Reddit post on it, so I should probably check it out soon. The South Korean guy that did Snowpiercer and Memories of Murder and Mother and The Host. One of my favorite directors, although, I mean, I didn't like Snowpiercer as much as everybody else did. I thought I could have used it.
I thought it was okay. It wasn't as good as The Host, though.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as like literally any of his other movies, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm gonna see if I can get chat open on my phone, because every place I open it, it just says, you know, it connects for a little bit. I see people's most recent Stop your mic. Stop this. Rasmus. Okay, Rasmus, I'm muting
Rasmus, your mic is
You can try and
literally
get it
killing us all.
Try and fix it, but I'm gonna mute you for now. Let me know when I can unmute you if you think that your mic is gonna be fixed. All right. let's
RIP
see.
headphone users.
Yeah, me.
That's what I'm using.
Yeah, we're all. It's responsible to use headphones on a live stream so we don't get like feedback anyway. Let's see if I can bring up chat on my phone.
Anyways, how's your guys' day been?
I'm pretty
woke
good.
up-
Good.
I woke up a few hours ago and literally just checked and went over the Half-Life Adam Plays video that I just published. So that was a good start to the day. Otherwise, I would have published a Limbo one, which was also very well done. All right, let's see if I can get chat on my phone. Okay, live chat. Let's see.
I watched
Alright.
the new Power Rangers with my older brother.
It looks like live chat is functioning. Now I just gotta set my phone up on like a little stand, and then I think we're good. All right. Well,
How was the Bye Bye Man?
it was awful. It was very bad.
Was it
Yeah.
as good as La La Land?
Yes.
Yes. In fact, better than La La Land.
Because it was the Bye Bye Man.
Yes.
I tricked one of my friends to seeing the Bye Bye Man because I'd want to see it, but I wanted to wait because where I live, we have like a $2 theater. So I'm like, I'm not gonna pay like $11 to see the Bye Bye Man, but $2.
I'll have one of
I'm
those
like,
too. Those places are awesome.
they really are. I mean, like depending on how big a movie flops, the quicker it gets there. So when the Bye Bye Man was there, I told my friends, "Hey, you want to see this horror movie called The Bye Bye Man?" And he's like, "Okay." So we go to see it.
Why
And
why would someone just say okay? I would start asking questions about the title.
Well,
Go on.
my group of friends, particularly, because I see a lot of movies,
Yeah.
and my group of friends,
Trust
particularly, not that they trust me. In fact, most of them don't. But they literally don't care. Like they'll basically see any movie, provided that like I say, "Hey, you want to go with me?" Like I wouldn't see the Bye Bye Man myself. I feel like that'd be an awful experience. But if I saw it with people that like my friends and stuff like that, it's a right movie to just kind of laugh at, you know.
Yeah. I watched it with that intention.
And
Yeah.
I
So funny.
after the movie, he literally turns to me and he goes, "Oh, well, that movie was something else." And I honestly though, like I've seen a lot of bad movies this year, and I'm not even sure if The Bye Bye Man would probably be the worst, although it's definitely up there. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
It never, like, even by the trailer when you watch it, you're just kind of thinking, okay, if
It's a bad title right off the bat.
it really is, because
How can
it's
anyone
not-
take it seriously, really?
it's not scary based on the title alone. And I don't know, like the idea that if the gimmick is that you can't say it or think it, but by not thinking about saying it, you're already thinking about the thing you're not supposed to think
Well,
about or
yeah,
say.
I mean, and
So-
what's really funny about it is like I was just curious, like, does it translate to other languages? Like, if are you allowed to think of like the au revoir, monsieur? Like,
Adios,
is that-
adios.
yeah, are
senor.
you allowed
It's a
to think of the
hack-slinging
adios,
slasher.
senor? Like, you know,
I'm
like, why is
hoping-
it restricted to the English language or what?
I'm now hoping for like an Arrival Bye Bye Man mashup or a sequel.
I don't know. Like that hasn't been like. It's been one of those movies where I couldn't get over how bad everything was, like
Yeah,
on so many levels.
It was almost like not possible to even enjoy it comedically. Like some parts were. Like the train scene was really funny. Where he's just like, no, like the guy looking at the window, like that was funny. The librarian lady was pretty funny.
And then like when he's driving and he's trying to like not say the Bye Bye Man and he sees the hallucination of his friend, and all of a sudden the librarian just appears in the street out of nowhere for no reason and just
yeah, that was
dies.
kind of funny.
Me and my friend love terrible movies. This actually sounds pretty fun.
Well, okay. I feel like we're making it sound more fun than it is. For the most part, the movie's just kind of like it's
boring.
just so bad.
It's very
Yeah.
slow. It's very
It's a
slowly
movie.
paced.
Okay.
Bye-bye, man. It's
I'm trying to think of like
All
a
right,
movie.
super chat seems to work. I just did like a little test.
I'm trying to
Nice.
think of
I'm
like I'm sorry.
I was just thinking like no, I know that people read out super chats on their streams. And I think I'm just trying to understand if like it's that people get logged in or something. Like I don't know. Because I'm wondering how you just view all the super chats at once, or if they just scroll. No, they can't just scroll up. I want to see what continue talking. I am listening. I just want to see what happens if I log into my real account. So everybody in the chat, I'm not going to pay attention to you right now, but I will pay attention to you talking because I can multitask.
Because what I'm trying to think is like, because The Bye Bye Man's mostly boring. I'm trying to think of a movie this year that's like it's been bad, but it's been enjoyably bad.
No.
Rings.
Sorry.
I thought Rings was enjoyably terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Rings was funny. Oh, you know,
It
it
was
was like
hilarious.
it was
That and
legitimate.
Alien Covenant, I found both hilarious.
You know, it was legitimately enjoyably bad, and I'm glad I saw The Mummy.
The Mummy. Oh
The
my
Mummy
god.
was really funny. It was awful. That was the most like comedic and inappropriate childish portrayal of Middle Eastern conflict I've ever seen in my entire life. One of the opening scenes, like after after the whole intro of like explaining the past and all that shit, it cuts to like Tom Cruise and his friend, and they're like in the desert, and they're like, oh wow, like ISIS is over there fucking shit up, but this is where the treasure we want is. Let's just do what we always do. And then they literally like run around going like pow 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 blah blah blah, and you don't even see any shots connecting anywhere. You just see like a barrage of bullets at them as they're like running between like stone walls, and it looks like they're having a blast. It looks like they're playing like Nerf guns. I'm not even kidding.
Oh wow.
It was the craziest fucking thing. And like 10 minutes go by, and I swear, I fucking swear to Christ that the camera was about to like pull back, and it would reveal that Tom Cruise's character is an actor on a film set, and then the director would yell cut, do that whole like Austin Powers cliche thing, you know, and then the real movie would go on, and his actor character would discover the fucking Egyptian ruins, whatever. I thought that would happen, but it never happened. Even when the female lead showed up in the movie, I fucking swore that was about to happen. It seemed like a fake movie in a movie. It didn't seem like a real movie. It was so strange.
So tell me, Adam, was the universe set up as bad as Amazing Spider-Man 2?
In ways, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is more fun to watch for sure.
Okay.
But
I wanted to watch The Mummy just for the airplane sequence, but then someone told me they edited out Tom Cruise's screams, so I didn't have any interest
his
in
yelping
watching it
scream.
anymore.
all right,
The entire
let's see.
movie should have been like the leaked IMAX audio.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
That
I
was
would have
great.
enjoyed the movie if that's what it was. Well, I
Hey,
logged into a different account. It doesn't seem like anything's different. I don't know, but I can see you guys' chat now. So
Hey, Adam, I was kind of curious. What do you think of the joke that Red Letter Media keeps using for Transformers?
what do they do? I'm not aware. I can't keep up with everybody's videos right now while I'm so
Oh, it's
busy.
fine. What they've done is that they've released, like, I think it's almost like 3 videos now, where each one is like 2 minutes of like them actually doing something, and then it cuts to like a long black screen of just Transformer noises for like a really long time.
No, I don't know. I'd have to see it on their channel to comment on it. Really.
Okay, but no, it's like a very odd thing, but you know, it's Red Letter Media, so it kind of makes sense.
See, I'm not sure. Like, I find it funny, but like I can completely understand why people could get like legitimately sick of it. Because like at first I was thinking to myself, oh really? They actually bothered seeing Transformers? But then I thought to myself, well, maybe
Red
this
Letter
is
Media.
like, yeah, like they might not have. But
You
I
think
mean,
Mike and Rich could shut up for a whole screening of Transformers?
well, a part of me was thinking that, but another part of me was thinking, well, they did see The Mummy, so maybe.
So essentially,
they
it's like
saw
a
it-
fake review, is what this is.
Yeah, like
Kind
they
of.
just uploaded a Plinkett review that was like 2 minutes of him going, "Oh, this is the most bull crap laden movie ever. Okay, bye. And then it cuts to like a black screen where the next hour is just Transformer noises.
You know what I find strange about their channel, and obviously I'm a fan of them and I love them, but I find kind of contradictory is the amount that they capitalize on the very things that they criticize others for capitalizing on.
Yeah.
You know, like
Now they haven't
literally
monetized
just
any of
found
those.
a way
so.
to do the exact same thing that other people are doing, but ironically, so it's okay. You know, which I just find kind of weird. It's like, I don't know, like the whole, you know, making the point that there's way too much, you know, Star Wars coverage, and, you know, making the point that, you know, certain movies don't even need to be reviewed or seen, and that others capitalize on them, but they also capitalize on them, except they just do it ironically. And so it's like, I don't know. It just seems strange to me, but yeah, obviously I'm a fan of them. It's just very strange.
Yeah. I mean, whenever a new Best of the Worst video comes out, I pretty much plop down on my couch and turn on my PlayStation and watch it on my TV. So,
Mr. Crazy Mike Rasmus is asking in chat if I've seen Montage of Heck. Yeah, I thought it was good. It was way too fucking long, and it kind of impacted my experience of the film. And some of the, if this is the movie I'm thinking about, yeah, some of the animations were kind of strange, and I don't know. It was interesting, but it was way too long, and I thought it could have been more condensed and better. There were scenes that I loved and scenes that I didn't care for.
So, like, I also do have a question about that too, though, because not necessarily about the movie itself, but there are a couple criticisms that I find a little odd. Like, whenever somebody complains that a movie is too long, I feel like that's more or less kind of like a surface level thing for what an actual problem could be. Because I've never really had that complaint about movies, because the idea is that if a movie is good enough, then the length wouldn't really matter, right?
Yeah, exactly. If the movie was like fantastic the whole way through and the length was justified, then it doesn't matter.
Right.
But if the movie is like something that feels like it drags on because of its length, you know, then that's a different story. You know, it's a movie that I would have enjoyed as like a 7 out of 10, probably. You know, like I think I might have still given it a 7. But I don't know. Like it's when I say that a movie's too long, it usually means that I feel as though a lot of it could have been cut out and it would have been improved, is what I'm really saying.
Right. Okay. By the way, I don't know what his name is, but he has his mic on mute. He was asking a question. I don't know what his name was, though.
That's the question I was just asking.
No. He had talked about like Nirvana or something.
That's what I was just answering.
Oh, I apologize.
Yes. That was the documentary Montage of Heck that I was just talking about.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Thank you, though.
I didn't relate those two.
Thanks for looking out, though.
Adam, have you had a chance to watch the Twin Peaks Return yet?
No.
Okay.
And I don't know when I ever will.
It's
I'm not in a
else.
rush to see it. I'll watch it at some point, but I haven't even finished the Twin Peaks that's already available before that point. So I'm just not in a rush. I'll be a very casual Twin Peaks watcher, but right now there's so many other things that I need to watch. I would rather watch like a fucking Tarkovsky movie or a Hitchcock movie or something.
Oh, Adam.
Yes.
For some stupid reason, I saw Cars 3.
Ha!
How did that happen?
Well,
How did you wind up seeing it?
basically, I was stranded in the city for a little bit one day because one of the rides got canceled, and then the nearby movie theater was only playing like 3 movies, and I saw the other 2. So I said, you know what, screw it. And the movie itself was meh. The worst part about the entire movie was just like the middle half, and then the beginning short was the most painful thing I saw since Suicide Squad.
The beginning short was
bad.
like related, right? Was it like
it was
that
unrelated, yeah.
Oh wait, no, yeah, never mind. I saw an ad for the new Frozen short.
Oh my god.
With Olaf.
That's
And
Coca.
yeah, that's before that that
Oh.
other movie that they're doing that doesn't look interesting either.
God, that just makes me cringe.
Yeah.
Cars 3.
When
Cars 3 and more Frozen just makes me just cringe.
I wonder if like any of the articles or news websites or anybody that I wanna hear some sort of response from the people that were really hyping that whole is Cars 3 actually going to be good because they saw the first trailer. They were like, wow, so subtle and so this is going to be like an adult movie where there's actual consequences. I would
Sounds
love for
like
that. I would
scary.
love for them to start talking now and start talking about their thoughts on their previous statements because it seems as though they were full of shit. Even though I haven't
Yeah.
seen the film, obviously.
The
But-
animation was great though, but that's usual for
It's a
Pixar.
Pixar movie, yeah, of course
Yeah.
it is.
Well, animation in general, in terms of CGI, like decent isn't like something to really talk about. I mean, just about every CG movie looks good nowadays,
Except for
except for a really bad
Illumination.
one. Oh, I can't stand Illumination. Oh my
They're
god,
so bad.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like even their movies, like even though I don't like their designs, I don't like their stories or their characters. I mean, they at least animate their characters better than something like frickin' Reboot or whatever. Like we've come a very long way. So I mean, having good CG is something that's common even on TV nowadays. So
For the right budget.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Reboot, though.
yeah, it's got a certain
miss
charm
it.
to it, like Beast
Yeah.
Wars.
Man, it was so strange, like, being at the forefront of like, televised computer animation. Really.
Oh, I was there too. I was a
Like
kid
growing-
during
yeah.
that stuff.
Growing up and seeing shit like that, and what else is a good example of... I hated Monster by Mistake. That was the worst show I've ever fucking watched when I was a kid. I couldn't even
Trying to
stand
think,
it as a kid.
Jimmy Neutron was another pretty.
Jimmy Neutron, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Zoe
remember.
101 was awful, but I love it
That
still.
wasn't... We're talking about computer animated
Oh,
shows that are...
I were just talking about really. I thought we were just talking about random
No, we were talking
shows. No.
because like that was a very new medium at the time. So like Beast Wars, you know, Beasties.
Oh, there was
like,
also the Starship Troopers animated series.
I
as
never
well.
saw it, but yeah, we were just talking about that because like that was a very you didn't see any sort of computer animation on television before that point, and like who knows, you know, probably to produce the exact same content today, to produce like Reboot, it would be immensely cheaper, you know.
Oh yeah.
To pull off the exact same visuals. But yeah, I really enjoyed a lot of those shows, and watching them now, it's like it feels incredibly dated. But as a kid, especially, you know, being a child experiencing the show, you don't understand how it's animated. You don't understand what you're watching. Like I didn't even know what computer animation was. I just sort of accepted it, and it looked strange, of course. But I mean, like, so does any other form of animation to some extent. I was able to consume it without being overly critical of the style.
Well, the
I
reason
think
why I
Jimmy-
mentioned the Starship Trooper series. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk
Donkey
over someone.
Kong, the
Oh, it's no
cartoon
problem.
show, that was good. The '90s
Oh,
Donkey
yeah.
Kong, yeah.
Oh, it
Ah,
was
fuck,
beautiful.
man. Yeah, and that made sense too because it was coming from a video game.
Where
So
it
it was
also
like-
used CG for
Exactly.
the graphics.
So it was like seamless transition in a sense. Anyway.
Of course. Oh my god, that shows something.
Yeah.
It's so weird though, because like I feel like watching animation on TV like now, like I've had a hard time like finding the time to even watch stuff. Like the only shows that I really watch like on a regular basis as far as animated goes is probably like South Park, and then maybe like an episode of Rick and Morty, which I still haven't gotten through, but I do want to because it's pretty great so far.
Yeah.
No, the only other shows I also watch, like I used to be a huge fan of like political like comedy talk shows on Comedy Central for some reason. Like I liked like the Jon
Oh, I
Stewart
love
shows.
the Colbert
like,
Report.
the Colbert Report was funny. Like the only Colbert, like he says Colbert. I'm not going to argue with him. It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
The only thing though is like I find that television, it's been harder and harder for me to watch just simply because, like, you know, as you get older, you get busier. And so, you know, you just don't find the time. And also, any time that I usually have spare, I try to catch up on some movies. So, like, TV shows have kind of, like, put, like, a backstop to that.
Yeah.
I
It's
binge
just-
watch a lot more shows nowadays.
I like that we have mediums that are built for binge watching at this point.
Mhm.
I love the business model that Netflix has decided to incorporate, because they could have easily just been like, yeah, we'll release one a week, and, like, get people talking about it for the whole time. But instead they're like, yeah, the whole season's done. Here you go. Watch it on your own time. That's lovely.
Well, my friends hated me when the new Voltron season came out because, like, I watched it in, like, a day, and they were all like, how did you do that? It's like, I had the day off, and everybody was busy, so...
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
man.
watched all 12 episodes. I love that show.
I think the longest show, I don't binge watch as much as I used to. The last show I really binge watched was probably How I Met Your Mother. My friend had
That's a pretty good show to binge watch.
it is, although, like, I mean, I guess it's cliche to talk about how awful the ending is, but it's still
I never
bad.
saw the ending. I know what it is, but I never saw it because I lost interest in the
It's-
show after a point.
Yeah. Well, what happened was my friend had suggested to me that, like, I watch this, and I'm the type of person where if you suggest something to me, I'll be like, yeah, okay, and then I just won't get around to it. But it was on Netflix, so I decided to watch the first season, and then I guess I was like, oh, this show's pretty good, and then I proceeded to watch the entire series in, like, a span of a week.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy how time flies, and it's easier for that show too, because instead of them being like hour-long episodes, they're like 24 minutes per episode, so you can get more episodes in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
The one of my favorite shows growing up was probably like SpongeBob. That was like a big show for me when I was younger. Although,
that was a big show for everyone. I can't say I was like
Yeah.
glued to it. I didn't binge watch it when I was younger or anything, but if it was on, I'd watch it, sort of thing, and I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
more of a Cartoon Network kid when I was younger, but I would watch SpongeBob every now and again. And Drake and Josh was like my jam, so
yeah, Drake and Josh is pretty cool.
that show holds up surprisingly well. Like, I watched a few episodes recently. It's like, oh, this is still kind of funny, you know.
Canada
I mean,
didn't have Cartoon Network, so we had its Canadian version, Teletoon, which was a really watered down version of Cartoon Network. We didn't have all the same shows. We had some of the same shows, but not all of them.
The only other shows, like, one of the shows that I feel like doesn't really hold up that well was probably Ed, Edd and Eddy. Like, I used to watch that all the time as a kid. Well, granted, when I watch it
really
now,
depends on which episode you're watching, because I thought the same, and I watched like a couple of really solid episodes. I mean, the movie I think is a great example of that show at its strongest.
yeah, and again, maybe like if I find time to like rewatch it, I might find some episodes that are better than others. And I guess that's with most TV shows. It's hard to find a TV show where every episode is completely solid, you know. So maybe you're just happen to find one that's just ends up bad, or maybe just not as good as everything else.
I thought the same because my friend he got me a totally legit burned full series of Ed, Edd and Eddy for my birthday.
Really?
And I went back, yeah, he burned it all in like DVDs for me.
Dude, I was
totally
such a DVD
legit.
burner. I was such a little fucking pirate child.
No, he's working on getting a Blu-ray one, which just makes me like squeal a little bit.
Every movie I rented from like a video store, I copied and saved. And I actually had an illegal business where I would charge my friends $5 each for movies to burn.
Wow.
But no, he burned me the
I
whole
can
Ed,
admit
Ed
to
and Eddy
that
series.
crime. Doesn't matter. I was
Statute
young.
of limitations.
You wouldn't download a car, would you?
The DVD stores don't exist. They're not going to sue me. They're all out of business.
God, I miss Blockbuster though.
I find a weird enjoyment, not a weird enjoyment, but like it's almost like when you go into like a store to actually go out of your way to like look for a DVD or a Blu-ray to buy. Like sometimes I'll buy a Blu-ray on Amazon or something because it's just more convenient and they might not be selling that in stores. But every now and then I just walk into like a store to see what Blu-rays they have around or what things I might be interested in getting.
That was a thing I did where at one point I would literally just walk through the movie store, go like check out all the new releases and go like, oh, that one looks interesting, and just write it down. Like, I'll download this one later. Like, not give them any business.
Well, I usually only buy like when it comes to like buying movies. Like if I'm going to a movie theater to see a movie, I really don't care what I spend it on, provided that at least if I spend it, I want to at least have a good time, good or bad. But when I'm buying like Blu-rays, unless like it comes in like a combo pack. Like if I'm gonna buy like let's see. I recently bought like the Alien like 4 Blu-ray set, and I like the first 2 Aliens. The second 2 aren't really that great, but I'm like, well, it comes in a nice little box set, so I'm gonna get that. But I wouldn't buy like a single Blu-ray that I didn't like unless it was as like a gag gift. Like recently for my brother's birthday, I had bought him Monster Trucks on Blu-ray because ever since he saw the trailer for it, he's literally been obsessed with that movie in the most ironic of ways. And one day I sat him down, I'm like, dude, why do you care about this movie? You know how bad it looks. So he basically explained it to me in the sense of, in the history of humanity that films have existed, there's never once been somebody who thought, hey, monster trucks, monsters in trucks. Like, that's not really been an idea that he's heard of in anything. So he really just wanted to see it for historical purposes. I'm like, okay.
For science.
Yeah, for science.
All
For
right.
research.
If you look at the poster for Monster Trucks, they used concept art for the poster. They used unfinished
wow.
CG for the
Wow,
poster.
sounds like they're really a bunch of monster cucks.
Ooh.
I
Pretty
asked
dang,
someone to
pretty dang.
using a Monster Trucks poster.
Rasmus.
It's
is
funny.
asking-
It's funny. Andre mentioned Aliens. I just looked up at my shelf. I have the like super Blu-ray 4-pack of like the collector's edition of that series. Those are Aliens is my favorite movie of all time, and Alien isn't far behind. So
Rasmus is asking if I like Weezer. I don't hate them. I saw one of their concerts. It was a Weezer Panic at the Disco concert. Neither of those
Ooh,
bands
that
I
sounds
would.
like a winner.
Yeah, you know what? Like, it was my friends wanted to go, and I was just like, I like hanging out with friends and listening to music. But for both of those bands, like, they have a couple hits. They're kind of fun, but they're very, very like formulated and don't do anything really like complicated with their music. And you know, I'm the type of person where like I want to be impressed when I see a live show in some sense. But it was very like it's very factory music in a sense. You know how one person uploaded a video online where like the left channel and right channel were two different
Songs.
Nickelback songs, and they
Oh,
were
okay.
basically like the exact same song, just like formulated to a T. You could do that
Oh,
with,
like
with
that
some
same
losers.
4 chords thing that you pointed out in Frozen.
You can legit not even just chord progression, but like the whole structure of the song. You could totally do that with Weezer songs. Just think of it right
wow.
now. Think of the 2 songs in your head right now, like Beverly Hills and like Say It Ain't So or whatever. Like both of those songs are essentially the same in like their hook and their structure. Like burn out. Like that's both of them, really.
Oh, okay.
You know, living in
Speaking of music,
Beverly
how's the album coming, Adam?
It's coming out great.
All right,
it's,
I'm not gonna
coming
ask you
along
anymore because I know it's still in production.
I
so.
mean, there's not too much that's all that secretive about it. I've actually, you know, there's enough of it that sounds like decent already for in terms of like unmastered, you know, tracks that are edited together. There's still a lot that I need to do. I'll be adding some fucking cello in a couple days.
Cool.
I literally just started learning the cello like a month and a half ago, but it's good, and I think I've got it down.
I only ask because I don't know if you remember, but a couple months ago when I had the first Hangout that I joined, I discovered you through your music, and then I found out about your reviews later.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've been showing half-finished tracks to people here and there, like if I'm hanging out with them and they're interested. The one person that I would not show is Anthony Fantano, because I don't want him to listen to it until it's the final product. I don't want to make his expectations something that they shouldn't be. by showing him something that's not the final product, or I want him to experience it from like start to finish in sequential order.
Yeah,
By the way, I
especially-
love the Blondie rendition of Fragments. That was
thank you.
That was great.
I mean,
I don't know if you had any input on that, but
they did whatever they wanted with it, and I said okay. I didn't really have any sort of input on the track. I just let them do what they want.
did that help you out, like any kind of exposure or whatever? Like, did you get any more attention because of it? Or?
It's helping me out
Okay.
credibility-wise for sure.
Okay.
And I'm sure it'll be very useful promotion for the new album because I'll mention that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a strange new world, the world of like corporate music. I gotta like hire a lawyer and shit for like licensing and all this like stuff that's way above my head that I don't want to. I just want someone to do it for me and be like, here's some money and that's it. But now I have to get into like the legal side of it and like sign for licensing for like companies that want to do things with the song because it has to go through me still because I'm the writer of the song.
Okay.
So even though they
Well-
own the recording, I still own the license to the track. If that makes
Like
sense.
PPL and stuff like that.
Sorry?
I like PPL and stuff like that.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
But, yeah, if they want to use it in like commercials or something, I don't care.
Well, I mean, in a way that would get you a little more exposure, because then somebody would
Yeah, maybe.
wonder, "Hey, what's that song of that commercial?" So you look it up.
The
Oh,
album
he has an
was
obsession with horses.
the album the Blondie album was like #4 in the UK at its launch. It was actually like
Oh,
yeah, it's weird. Like you don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but it was actually fairly successful. I don't know what that will translate to in terms of like how much money I'll see, but I mean like in terms of music publishing, like I won't see that for like another 9 months anyway. So I'm just gonna like forget about it, and then maybe I'll have some money in my bank account at some point. But I don't even know what I should be expecting.
You'll just check your bank account one day and be like, "Oh wow, 20 grand. Where'd that come from?"
You know what's so fucking funny is like I was on Reddit yesterday, and someone was talking about like they were talking about Google getting fined by the UK or something, or Germany or the EU, or I don't know. Someone was like, "Oh wow, $1 billion in any amount of money is too much for me." Someone was like, "Yeah, but what about Zimbabwean dollars?" And then someone else was like, "Well, actually, it looks like Zimbabwean dollar isn't doing too bad right now." I'm like, "Oh, what?" Because so essentially their country went through like a hyperinflation period, where they were allowing people to purchase $100 trillion bills. I'm not even kidding. I have one. I'll show it off on
Oh my
camera.
gosh.
Actually. Let me just grab this before I can.
oh my God!
There goes
Yeah, what I would give her-
again, flaunting his wealth in front of everybody.
They
Jeez.
were letting people buy $100 trillion bills. I put Dwayne on it, but obviously I can remove him. $100 trillion bills, legit Zimbabwean money.
Oh wow.
And so then I looked online and I was like, what? Like, is this worth like a shit ton now? And I did the conversion and it said like fucking $30 billion US or something. I'm like, what? And so I call all these banks and like, how do I convert this? How do I get this money? Like I'm rich, but I didn't like get my hopes up that much because it still seemed very fishy. But apparently they changed their currency or something as like a conversion method because of the hyperinflation. So this isn't actually ZWD Zimbabwean dollars. It's like ZWN or something. And so I converted the wrong currency. So otherwise, because you can still see these on eBay floating around. Like people are still selling them for like $60 each or something.
Wow.
And so it's like if this was legitimately worth like $300 billion, then there would be a lot like that would mess with the world economy so much that there would just be like thousands of people all around the world that are now like $300 billion richer. Like that didn't make any sense. So yeah, I mean like putting Dwayne back on the Zimbabwean money. But yeah, that was kind of funny that happened yesterday. I was a little disappointed, obviously, but I mean, I'm pretty level-headed, and I don't let myself get into that mode of like happiness. No, not for me.
Oh,
Gotta repress those happy feelings, and I'll stay safe because I won't ever get disappointed if I'm always disappointed. That's my secret, Captain.
oh, that's I don't. Oh well, I mean, if you find a $1 trillion like piece of paper, I'm sure that you're thinking, oh well, I shouldn't get my hopes up. That would be, I don't know. That seems like a ridiculous amount of money. Like, okay, realistically, like if somebody legitimately just gave you that much money, what's the first thing you do with it?
Well, I mean, like the $100 trillion is like literally 40 cents US. It's even lower now. It's like not even worth a penny.
So
It's not even worth a single penny.
Fraction of a penny.
No.
It's worth half a penny.
Oh my gosh! Hey, if you collect like 49 more half pennies, you'll get like a bubble gum at like one of those machine things.
Yeah.
Like you take it to a vending machine, you have to put 50 of them in just to get a pack of gum.
Can someone?
Well, supposedly they're
Pack
actually
of gum,
like
$50
hacking
trillion.
around.
Thank you.
So
in Venezuela,
I was
they're
in
actually
the
like rolling around with like wheelbarrows full of money just to buy bread and shit.
That would be insane.
I was in Reno.
Well,
Sorry,
well, and,
I'll let you finish.
The Venezuelan, I guess, are using like Pepe memes with
What?
with no like no shit. I guess supposedly they're using Pepes, like rare Pepes for currency because embedded in the pictures are Bitcoin encryptions. So they're using Pepes with like.
You should be able to verify this on like Wikipedia or something, though.
Yeah,
you can look
no,
up country currency on it.
It's so they're using them to like from other countries are sending them Pepe memes with Bitcoins embedded so they can buy currency or trade shit between themselves without the Venezuelan government knowing.
Interesting.
Shit. And there's this business that was like buying like toilet paper and stuff like that, trying to sell it, and the Venezuelan like fucking mafia or whatever bullshit found out that they had like a bunch of shit into their business and just took everything.
That's messed up.
So, but rare Pepes are worth money, I guess. Now.
Got him. My power.
Oh,
Obviously, he's
God.
racist, according to what Hillary Clinton told me.
Yeah, how are you dealing with the fact that you're a misogynist now?
I was in Reno, and they have at the Grand Sierra Resort where the BLFC convention is. They have obviously the casino floor, but below that they have like the arcade, which is just like you use like credits or whatever, and you can get tickets. It's basically gambling for kids, you know. And so in the arcade, they had the fucking they had the deal or no deal machine, and I figured out like I literally that at the beginning of the game they do like they show the cases on screen, and then they do this little animation like almost like ball in the cup animation where all the 16 cases they're like and just like go around the screen super fast and like swap with each other, and then it's like okay, now pick your case. But at the beginning of it, like before they do like all that crazy shit, they show you the amount in the case. And so I thought, like, after playing the game once, I was like, okay, well, what if I just concentrate really hard and I keep my eye on which case has the $1 million in it? And so I did that, and then I played the game assuming that my own case was $1 million and just kept saying, no deal, no deal, no deal, no deal the entire game because I knew my case was $1 million. And I actually got it, but it wasn't, like, obviously it was just credits for like, tickets for, you know, the arcade. So it's like children's gambling. I didn't win anything real. But I actually got it, and I was like, holy shit, did I just figure out an exploit? And so then I did it again. I was like, holy shit, this is actually working. And then a bunch of, like, some kids, like came out of nowhere and like, oh, whoa, how do you do that? I'm like, you just got to have really fast eyes. And so then the kid gave me his card, and he's like, can you win me, like, 2,000 credits? I was like, okay, but if I mess this up, I'm not like refunding you. And I do it, and I did it, and he was so happy and he was so impressed. He's like, yay! And his friend came up and was like, can you do this? I'm like, no, I gotta go. Like, sorry. Like, you can share. Like, I can't. I'm not gonna just stand here all day exploiting the game for children. And so then I swear to fucking God, in some casino somewhere that I've been to, they have a no deal or no deal machine that is that's not the arcade version. I swear they have something somewhere that says deal or no deal that's real money. And I want to go to it to see if it functions in the same way, you know, and just like make some money and then leave or something. I want to be able to see if that's the case. But in both Reno,
see if that's the case.
Sometimes I unintentionally make jokes when I'm studying.
I love puns. I'm sorry.
So I looked around in the GSR. I didn't see them. It's like I could have sworn that there used to be one here. And then I looked around in the casino in Vancouver, and there was nothing. I was just like, I could have fucking sworn I've seen these. And so like, maybe it's my own like superstition or something, but it almost feels as though they like maybe somebody figured out how to exploit them and they just took the machines away. Because I don't know if I'm wrong. I could have sworn that there was such a thing as like an actual money deal or no deal machine. And now I've looked in so many casinos and I don't see it. It's so strange. If anybody knows where to find one, let me know. And I just want to see if it functions the same way.
Well,
I posted a link to that. Oh no, I posted a link in the conversation to that on the what is it, Daily Caller? Yeah, Daily
Pepe
Caller.
thing?
The rare Pepe.
Yeah. Can you post it
Hey,
in the
Adam, I actually have to go. I gotta like make dinner. So.
Oh, no problem. Thank you very much for joining, and thank you for your support.
Oh, no problem at all, Adam. I look forward to seeing what happens on the Let's Play channel and the like music and such. So.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Peace. Yeah, I just can you actually post that in the Google Hangout chat also? Because the only chat that I have for the live chat on YouTube is on my phone, because it won't work on my computer right now for some reason.
I was gonna say, Adam, though, like part of me thinks that might not necessarily be an exploit so much as your eyes might be very fast.
Well, they literally say keep your eyes on the case.
Yeah.
Right? They literally say that at the beginning. So if they tried to be like, oh no, you're too like, I would only do it once or twice before I would get the attention of someone trying to kick me out. And you know, if it's a casino arguing against you over whether or not you're eligible to win the prize, they'll always win. So the best idea would just be to like leave before they get really suspicious. But
right.
if there ever was an argument between the legitimacy of something like that and it was on the real machine, it literally said if it functions the same way, it literally says keep your eye on the suitcase. So I feel like it's kind of funny that they just don't anticipate for someone who has really fast eyes and has the ability to just like track where the case is going. Because I mean, like none of my friends could while they were around me, but I don't know. You just gotta like focus and be like really attentive and quick. But,
yeah, because part of it is that I know what game you're talking about because I played it before with like at like arcade games and whatnot just to win prizes. But the thing is that sometimes none of us really have like that fast of reflexes or fast of eyes. Not really reflexes, but just eyes to actually be able to do that pretty accurately. I think I almost got it once, but that was just kind of like a lucky time. So
I didn't
don't
get
know,
it every
maybe-
time, but I got it like 4 times in a row, which leads me to believe that it functions that way. Not like yeah, I mean like I guessed the exact case 4 times in a row just by keeping my eye on it. So it's like it would be extremely coincidental if that wasn't the case. And the times that I didn't get it, I knew I wouldn't get it because I was like, okay, I lost it. You know, like it did something and I wasn't able to keep track of it. So
The only arcade game I'd say I'm really good at are those like stacker games. Like
but
you know that game.
Those are like a bit of a like. I mean, you can be really good at getting to the second last one, But you can't be really good at getting to like actually winning the prize, though.
I've
Because
actually, well,
those only like there's a certain amount that you can, even if you get it perfectly right every time, it'll still only actually count it a fraction of the time. You know, it'll only give out enough prizes to so that it's still making a profit. Because otherwise, there would literally just be people showing up that are really good at it and just winning it every Nintendo DS every single time. Like those ones are guaranteed scams.
no, I've played before, and well, I have won a couple of I think I've won that probably 4 times too.
That's impressive.
Some of the prizes weren't like that good. Like I got like a Deal or No Deal like arcade game for my computer. I got like a SpongeBob game. I did win a PSP
Nice.
on one of those. Although in retrospect, there was because I guess at that time like I had only had Sony stuff. I had like PS2, PS3 stuff like that. But one of the options, if you won the top prize, was like an Xbox 360, and it came with Kinect. And I think in retrospect, I probably would have gotten that. Not to say that like I'm really like picky on either one as of now, but the idea of having like both type of consoles, just in case there's like a exclusive game that comes out for one of them, I don't have to worry about it, you know.
Mhm.
But no, I got the PSP, and that was pretty fun because I played a lot of the Star Wars Battlefront game on that. That was a fun game for the PSP at least.
Yeah, thank you, Brendan McDonald, by the way, in chat. It Comes at Night is very polarizing, as everybody already knows. People either love it or hate it. Except for Stuckman, who says he's in between.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I don't know. Some false marketing, false advertising, but
yeah.
I don't know.
But Roger Ebert has mentioned, like, in his books, and obviously his word is not God, but he has mentioned, like, part of his core philosophy to criticism was that that the marketing and advertising are not the film and should never really come into play in terms of judging the film. And you know, I've definitely trashed marketing and I trashed the marketing in quarantine. You know, I trashed the marketing in a lot of the YMS reviews I make. But I mean, like, the films are shit regardless of whether or not the marketing takes place. And so when I use that as a point, I'm really just bashing the marketing, and I'm not letting it really override my opinion on the film independently. You know, so
it's a good point. Yeah,
I think part of it, because I had actually watched the movie, and afterwards I had heard various people in like the audience kind of talking amongst each other, basically saying, "Well, the trailers made it look like it was a monster movie. You never really saw it. You know, just shit like that." And I think the biggest problem with like false marketing. Oh, spoilers!
Careful.
Spoilers. Sorry.
Yes.
I apologize. But what I'm saying is that I feel like people are criticizing a movie that they expected rather than the movie they got.
Well, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say, like, part of marketing can kind of ruin somebody's experience because, yes, it is their own fault that they're going in not really judging the movie on its own merit, but rather the merits of what they thought it was going to be. But even still, like, I think the marketing is partially to blame for, like, at least the experience of the
for
movie.
people's expectations. Yeah, but you should never let your expectations influence whether or not you enjoy the film on its own merits. Like, a film should be able to exist independently of your expectations, and maybe that is just something that requires a second watching or something. But 1 second. It Comes at Night, worst movie ever is what I'm searching into YouTube. Yeah, so the first result
Jeremy
for this,
Johns.
the first result of, no, it's not Jeremy Johns. The first result of this is a YouTube channel, and it's just literally 2 guys, and a third guy comes in at some point too. Literally 2 guys that did like a 50-minute podcast. So, and the title of the video is "It Comes at Night is the worst movie ever." And literally I listened through it, and it's so funny because, like, I want to understand why people wouldn't like it, for any sort of, like, tangible, objective reasons or something that actually points towards the film's presentation in any way. But the entire they go on for almost an hour, and their criticisms were like, it would have been better with zombies. Like, they're literally just saying what they would have preferred the film to be without actually having any real criticism over, like, the film's presentation, right? Like, I wanted a different movie. I had different expectations. Like, okay, well, the movie was exactly what it wanted to be. So if you're going to criticize the film, you should criticize the presentation of the film. And that's I mean, like that's also why I fucking loathed Confused Matthew as a reviewer when he was around. Is because all of his reviews consisted of that. Like his hate for No Country for Old Men and like his hate for The Lion King, his hate for like any good movie. It just he would essentially make long drawn out videos of him saying like, I would have liked this instead. Like, you're not really criticizing it if you can't even point out any sort of like presentation problems, you know? So yeah, there's a comment that I posted on the It Comes at Night Worst Movie Ever video where I literally just timestamped parts of their rant that I found really funny. At one point they said, it's worse than Suicide Squad, and they both unanimously agree, like, yes, worse than Suicide Squad. Like, what? Like to allow your expectations or your preferences to consider it to be like worse than Suicide Squad. You know, like everybody unanimously agrees that Suicide Squad's like awful, except for a few DC fans here or there. You know, when they said something like worse than Suicide Squad, it implies that they agree that Suicide Squad is an awful movie, and they're using that as a like, wow, it was even worse than one of the worst movies of the year. It's like, but for what reasons, you know? Like, you're not, how can you go on for, like, the most embarrassing part about it is, like, the video goes on for an hour, and they can't even name any sort of presentation issues with the film. You know, there's nothing objectively, there's a couple things that are a little wrong with it that I mentioned in my own video, even though I loved the movie, you know, but they couldn't even mention that. It's just like, it's really funny, I guess.
I don't know. The only Adam, oh no, go ahead. Yeah.
My criticism of the film is that it's the way that the characters with each other.
The way that they what? And also remember, let's try to stay spoiler free. But go on.
I'm not gonna try to spoil anything. I just didn't like the way that the characters interacted with each other and how the director basically kind of, or the writers kind of basically made up. It's almost Walking Dead-esque, making conflict where conflict really wouldn't have occurred.
I noticed a lot of people compare it to The Walking Dead for some reason, and I just can't even understand why that's the case. It doesn't feel like The Walking Dead in any fashion at all.
All right. So the comparison is like in The Walking Dead, everybody's safe in an environment, and then somebody says, "Oh, okay, well, let's go do." I'm upset and angry, so I'm gonna start screaming and yelling. Or I'm gonna run out of the house angrily.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
a conflict. And in the movie, there is several key points where you know, like, oh, let's bad decision based off of my feelings, create conflict where there was none.
The difference is, like, in It Comes at Night, at least from my experience, I could understand the characters and why they would do certain things. You know, like there was never a point where I saw a character do something that I felt like that it's not their character doing it, or that the character has no reason for it. You know, like it just like in the movie Sunshine, like things fuck up, but they fuck up in a way where like you can understand the characters and you can understand why they would do something, even though like to a different person, like if I put myself in that scenario, I would say like that would be irrational for me, but it's presented in a way where like for the character, like based on who they are and based on their previous decisions, based on their paranoia, based on like what they've already shown to be their core values and what their core goals are, it's understandable for the character. That's what I felt anyway, and I guess we can't really get like too. I guess we can't really delve into the specifics of it without really spoiling it.
Yeah, and the one of the key scenes in the movie basically just ripped me out of it, and I was just like, okay, this movie it had good potential for like keeping me immersed in the world, but how they set up the premise of what it was or whatever, and like obviously,
but they didn't. The marketing did.
I'm not talking. I went in there with kind of like a blank slate, like, oh, I wonder what this is, and I didn't really have any expectations. But usually, like, the conflict was in direct or the conflict between the two families was in direct
What do you mean by that?
correlation.
Oh,
that,
in space direct or not indirect?
No, like, okay, so I don't know how to not spoil this. I guess.
Why don't you like message me later?
God, it's I guess just how the world and the universe was set up to create the conflict that existed didn't make any sense. Why these characters or why the characters act the way that they did, due to the fact that the lack of information from the audience's perspective, the information that they themselves, the characters in the world, had was not like it never anybody how one would be infected, and so it just kept you wondering, like, oh, how would this happen?
Well,
what's going on here?
It's left intentionally vague, and the characters obviously take their own precautions, right? There's characters in the universe that have more information than others, and obviously the main characters that we see have their own ritual and their own form and set of standards and safety precautions that they take. But we don't really know if they're ones that are absolutely necessary. They just believe that they're things that have worked for them. And so, like, in this universe,
then
like,
all their precautions get shit on at some point in time, and they just completely, like, arbitrarily just, like, shrug off the moment that like, oh, whatever, I'm just gonna go back to wearing the mask even though I wasn't. And you're like, okay, so if you were infected, you infected everybody else, or you infected your family now because now you interacted with them. None of the premises or the motivations basically
by the time that any of the characters had any anticipation to react to something like that and to make the judgment calls that you're saying they should have made, by the time that was already the case, then I mean, like, it would have been too late for them anyway. But let's not get too much into it, because I think we've already said too much about this film. But there's not, I still, even based on what you said, I still don't believe that, I still don't feel that, you know, based on the sequence of events that I saw, that's an issue for me.
I will say this about like my feeling of the film in regards to, like, how good it is. And I mean, obviously, it's all personal speculation and personal preference. I like the movie in regards to, like, how, like,
you cut out exactly where you're the important.
Humanity.
Say that again.
Reflects humanity, like, the deep down dark parts of humanity.
Oh yeah, and like what circumstances will make people do.
It could have been done better, in my opinion. I think the movie was good in that sense, but at the same time, it could have been much better. I think there's other better examples out there that convey what they're doing in a much better way. But at the same time, what it is, it's not the worst movie or the worst movie or trash. I think it did what it was trying to do in a decent way. I think that it was just presented badly.
I think that it did exactly what it was trying to do, and that what you're criticizing it for not doing is something that it didn't really try to do. But let's move on.
It's like going through, like, you can either go around the bush or you can go through the bush. What's the better choice? You know,
the bush is a lie.
And the bush is all a lie.
I got a bush.
We should change the subject though, because it's literally just you and me talking.
Well, I feel like I could have, like, said some stuff, but I'm like, it's not really that important right now. I was gonna say though, like, as far as, like, people who talk negatively about it, like, as far as the internet, like, I feel like the only person who's made, like, Chris Tuckman's video is probably the only one where some of his criticisms I feel are more understandable, even if I don't personally agree with them, you know? Because I think that as far as the movies I've seen this year, It Comes at Night is probably at least top 3 right now. It's my
favorite, but that's about to change later tonight when I see Baby Driver.
Oh yeah, Baby Driver's tonight. Oh, I'm seeing that tonight too. Completely forgot about that.
Saw that last night.
And
And no
It
spoilers.
was actually pretty,
Don't spoil
pretty
anything.
good. No, not at all. Of all the Edgar
Be
Wright
banned.
movies, it was probably one of my lesser favorites of Edgar Wright's movies.
Was it better
And-
than The World's End? Because that's my least favorite out of the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah, actually, I would say that World's End was better. Because at least there was sort of a character.
Well, don't say
At least the characters.
Whoa, you're already saying too much. I don't want to know anything about
Oh, okay.
I want to know literally
Oh,
nothing
okay.
about
So
it.
you don't want to.
No.
All right.
Sorry.
No, I got you.
Edgar Wright is one of the few directors I will see just purely based on his editing. Like just his editing. I mean,
His edit-
like
Well,
he
I
does
mean,
so
like,
many
it
things
is more-
well.
Yeah, I
Go
mean,
ahead.
like, he definitely has a vision that is brought to life through the editing, but also, like, obviously each shot needs to be set up for the editing to even have something to work with. So,
Yeah, it's very entertaining, and it's technically it's very well done. So, and the performances are great. So I give it all that.
Baby Driver, more like Gaby Driver. Edgar Wright, more like Edgar Wrong. Get out of my theater, piece of shit. That's what I'd say if I was Armand White. Whenever I see I saw it like because when I was watching The Mummy in theaters, I saw a little snippet of a trailer for Baby Driver, and it shared the whole like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and like all I'm thinking is just like Armand White is gonna bring that to 99 when he makes a review. That's what happened to Moonlight. He killed their 100%.
was he the same? Was he the same person who did? Because I remember Get Out was basically at 100%.
No, that was Get Out. Sorry, Moonlight was already at 99.
Oh yeah, Get Out. Like,
Get Out was the movie
and
that he
did you-
killed the 100%.
Did you actually read his review for it? Because I read the review and it
politicizes his
It really-
reviews.
it really
It's like
does.
he doesn't judge films. He judges their political messages, which I just find stupid.
yeah, like I don't know, like because I also think Get Out's like pretty fantastic, and so
Like-
when I was
I don't know. Like, are you going to be a critic, or are you going to be like the Christian Family Association for movies? You know, like, like are you just going to give it like gold seals for how like conservative Christian the movie is, or like what do you You should just judge them objectively. You know, there's so many movies
Yeah.
that have messages that I disagree with. You know, but that doesn't. I mean, like, I still want to base what I think of the movie on like how the movie was presented. You know.
Yeah, because I'm fine with people who like don't like particularly care for Get Out and stuff, but I find it hard pressed to find anybody who could legitimately give it like a 5 out of 10 or lower without like
It's
adding
hard to
some
call
sort
it a
of
bad movie.
yeah.
It's not like, I mean, sure, there's some issues with it. It's not perfect, but I mean, I'd be more willing to call out a movie that has those same issues that also takes itself super seriously, when Get Out doesn't take itself very seriously, you know.
No.
So it's difficult to really give those criticisms much weight in terms of the final product.
Yeah, it's been a I don't know, it's for movies this year it's been like kind of like a really meh year. Like people last year
No. Don't say that. We're fucking in June right now. You can't. Everybody says that halfway through every year. The good
And then,
movies don't
like-
come out until later in the year.
that's
You
true.
can't make that judgment call this early. There's some. Do you know how many fucking sick directors made movies this year that were at Cannes that we don't even see yet? Like, this year's gonna be nuts. I can't wait.
Haneke's film just got reviewed like on Metacritic. It's got like
Oh, yeah?
based on 13 reviews, it's got like a 75 Metacritic.
75?
So.
That seems low for him, but you know what? It doesn't matter because, I mean, like, I don't know. Oh, we'll see what it's like. Because you know, there's a lot of his films that like people, even critics, don't care for in a unanimous fashion because they're like either disturbing or controversial, or you know, in a way like Funny Games, just like play with the audience too much. Perhaps there's things that are legitimately wrong with this though, and my expectations are getting in the way. But I'm still excited to see it. I'm still excited to see his new movie. I'm still excited to see the new fucking Sadfi Brothers movies. I can't even believe I fucking remember their name. They've only ever done one other movie.
I'm excited for
Safdie. Whatever.
what's the
Sorry.
movie? I literally know nothing about it, but
The Emoji Movie.
Thursday night. No, I'm excited for Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Oh yeah, Yorgos Lanthimos.
Lanthimos, yeah. Like
Lanthimos.
Lobster was one of my best of like last year, and so like I'm even though I know nothing about it, I'm obviously really stoked to see what he's doing this year.
I loved Dogtooth. I would very highly recommend Dogtooth.
I've been meaning to catch up with that.
After that wasn't actually that good. The fucking girl in Dogtooth died somehow. I want to look it up.
That's
Yeah,
sad.
she like. Wow. Let's see. Dogtooth actress head. 30 years old.
Oh no.
I know, right?
How'd she
I
die?
don't even know what happened. Let's find out. She I mean, it was a great movie. Fuck. Cause of death has not been reported, and that's from May 9th, 2017. So yeah, well, I guess we'll find out cause of death at some point.
At some point, yeah.
Oh, Adam.
3 years old. That's too young. Sorry, what's up?
I have actually had this question in the back of my mind for a while that I've been wanting to ask for actually a couple months.
No, I don't vape.
Oh,
Bro.
Oh,
Sorry, go on.
I was wondering, did you ever see My Life directed by Nicholas Winding Refn? And
Yes.
if you did it at all like affect how you saw Only God Forgives?
It was hilarious. My Life, directed by Nicholas Winding Refn, was fucking funny as shit. It was so funny. It basically confirmed all of my biases. The entire movie is him just going like, you know what? I didn't really put that much effort into writing this, and I started filming, and I don't even know if I have a story at this point. He's literally just him stressing out because the world is crumbling down on top of him because he didn't actually plan anything. And he's literally like, so many parts of the fucking documentary are just like him being unconfident in his story and being like, well, I'm already here. I guess I better finish this fucking movie. It's so funny. Literally, like, everything I thought it was turned out to be true based on this footage. It's hilarious. And my favorite part is when Winding Refn's wife goes up to Alejandro Jodorowsky and gets him to do a tarot card reading. And so he actually does the fucking card reading, and he gets like death and shit. And she's like, "Oh, does this mean I should divorce my husband for my own happiness?" And he says, "Yes, you should." And it was so fucking funny. I love it. Oh man, but like it's like less than an hour long, and I was watching it for the 2015 list, and so I don't think it's gonna be on there. But it's a really, really funny movie especially for people that didn't care for Only God Forgives, because it literally just all of my biases are confirmed. Like, you didn't know what you were doing, and you just farted something out. So,
How is that? How is the list coming along, by the way?
it's coming along great. It's likely that I will be watching a lot more films for the list while I'm gone to RTX in my spare time. So I've still got a decent amount to go through. I'm planning on having it out July or August. August would be the very latest. And then after that point, I think I'll immediately start like doing some 2007 movies or whatever, so I can actually properly keep going back in time.
Do you have a number on approximately how many films are on the list so far? Or?
I can give you the number of how many films are on my short list. And keep in mind that there's a bunch of shit that I haven't seen yet. But yeah, let me just open this up on my IMDb. Which, don't bother looking for it, anybody listening, because it is private. Ha 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 ha. You will never see it until the video's ready. All right.
Is that a Camp Pendleton barracks I see in that image?
Sorry? Who what now?
Sean. It is
What, me?
the Camp Pendleton barracks.
No, I'm in Florida.
We have 3 Seans in the chat.
All right, so my 2015 list has, in the short list, so this is including guilty pleasures, and it's also including things that like probably won't make it into the final cut. But so who knows? But this is probably the longest short list I've had for a year. I think my 2015 list will have more titles, regular and guilty pleasures combined, than my 2014 list, which was my longest to date. So we've got, looking at the first 6, 7, 8, 9, The first 9 are definitely going to make it. The 10th title in here, I need to watch a second time. 11th is definitely going to make it. 12th is definitely going to make it. 13th, definitely. 14, definitely. 15, maybe. Guilty pleasure, maybe list, but somewhere in there. 16th title in here, yes. 17th, yes. 18th, have to watch the second time, maybe. 19th, have to watch the second time, maybe. Same with 20. Same with 21. 22, I can probably put in there. 23, I'll probably put in there. 24, I need to watch a second time. 25, probably not going to make the list. 26, yes. 27, I should remove that right now, but I'll do that later. I might as well spoil what didn't make the list. It was fucking Entertainment, directed by Rick Alverson. Yeah, I watched it for a second time. It's like, yeah, there's some moments that are good, but it's not even like guilty pleasure worthy, really. So anyway, that was my second watch of that. Number 28, 29, and 30, or should be somewhere in the guilty pleasures. 31, 32, 33 are definitely going to make it. 34 need to watch for a second time. 35 definitely. 36 definitely. That was awesome. 37 maybe. 38 probably. 39 maybe. 40 maybe. 41 maybe. So if anyone was keeping track of how many definitelys and yeses there were in there, someone can like play back the footage later and decide how many are currently in the list right now and how many, and what the potential is. But also keep in mind that there's things that I haven't. I would say there's a good like 60 to 80 films that I still have to go through, which sounds unbearable right now, but you know what? I'll get through them.
Just a quick question though,
Yeah.
like when you're doing your list, what, like, I don't know if you want to reveal this or whatnot, but like, what's like the process you go through for selecting movies you feel are like worthy of at least watching? Like, do you like go through like awards? Do you
I just
go
go
through
through whatever's on my watch list, and whatever goes onto my watch list is based on directors first, hype, awards, just general buzz, word of mouth, and recommendations. And by the time I start like acquiring all of the films that I'm watching to see them, then I've already put out a recommendation thread on the subreddit saying, hey, is there anything that I might have missed this year? And you know what? Most of people's recommendations are awful, but you know what? Everyone, that's what part of the digging is. You gotta dig to find the diamond. You gotta watch through a lot of bullshit to find the golden excrement. Holy mountain.
Hey, Adam, kind of unrelated, but I'm just wondering because I love the Blu-ray collection video, and I'm wondering if you're gonna do an update.
You know what? I
video.
had a thought the other day, literally yesterday, because I want to do one again, and I want to do one like somewhat soon. I could, if I have super chat enabled on my film review thing, I could just do a live stream and consider that to be like a fundraiser, because I'm gonna be trying to buy some camera equipment pretty soon, because I'm not like the only one. Mark was the one that has all the professional camera equipment, and I can't work with him anymore. So I need to start buying that on my own. And there's shots from the music videos that we were working on that I really need to get while there's still sun out in the year. So I'm gonna have to spend a shit ton of money on that. But I was thinking of maybe doing that as like kind of like a themed, fundraiser video. I mean, it would mean that it would be unedited this time. But I that's probably something I could do, and I would just have the Q&A going or whatever, and that's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
So.
that's good because I would love to know what I must add to my collection. So
I will not buy a red F Mercenary. Those things are fucking waste of money. If I had like $1 billion, if my Zimbabwean dollar actually translated how I thought it might have, then I would buy a red, maybe. It still doesn't even seem like it's worth money, like that much money.
Hello, people. I'm just,
Someone saying something?
yeah, I'm just trying to.
Your mic is very quiet.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
a
there.
little inline thing. Have to, hold it right. I was here back in like the April live stream, I believe. It was
Yes.
pretty fun. Yep. Couldn't make the May live stream though, because
No problem.
Yeah, we all got forced out to watch this like arena football stuff.
No probs.
I was wondering though, have you ever gotten around to watching Black Mirror?
Yes. I really enjoyed season 3, particularly.
I'd say my favorite one would have to be the Christmas special out of season 2, because like when it hit, you were like, oh shit, like that's really fucked up.
I'd like to watch that one again. It's pretty cool. That's everybody's favorite episode for the most part.
Yeah, like the season 3, the one with the game play test with the like augmented reality game, like that really fucked with me too. Like I didn't sleep well after that one. I was like, shit.
Yeah,
I haven't,
really go on.
Oh no! What I was gonna say is one of my friends had recommended that I watch that, and I know it is on Netflix, right? Like,
yeah, it's on Netflix, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, and I know I'll probably get around to watching it at some point because my mom and dad had found it on Netflix and they had watched the first episode, and that's literally like all they could be talking about for like the next day. And from what they told me, it just sounded very disturbing, and it might be something that I'm interested in. I had to get around to watching it though.
Yeah, they're really well done. All of them are like they're their own movie. So,
Mhm.
so they're all like an hour long, like their own movie kind of deal, and it's like fucking.
Sorry, what show is this?
Black Mirror. It's on Netflix. It's like a British
shit.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some that I would have felt would have been actually fairly appropriate for like a film. There's others that I felt were kind of stretched out a little too long to meet that kind of format. That's part of what I hate about TV, actually. It's part of the reason why I don't like TV as much as movies, is because like there's a very restrictive format that you have to present yourself in, and because of that format, it winds up either making something not flow as quickly as it could, or making something go by too quickly. Like just based on like how much there really is to a story, and if it's a fictional story, you shouldn't really let time restrictions influence what the story is. But at the same time, I don't know.
Yeah, I think one of the really significant movies would have been.
What? Who's making this noise? Stop it!
No. But the Men Against Fire episode where they all had like the implant that made them like better soldiers and shit. I thought that could make a really good movie, like on its own. It's like because they never really explained like how it got there. They're just like, oh yeah, they're like genetically proven to be like shittier people, and I was like, what?
Some kind of unrelated, Adam. Just let you know. Sorry, man.
No,
you go.
no, yeah, you can go first.
Okay, I was telling Adam. No, I started watching Moral Oral on your
Good.
recommendation.
Oh,
By the way. I like it. It's dark. Season 3 is really sad.
Yes. Yeah, I love it.
But yeah, I'm
I
almost.
still
done
want to
with
do a
it.
video on
It's
that.
pretty
I
good.
know that I had said that a while ago, and I haven't done it yet, but.
I remember a video you had talked about a while back where you said that you had like footage of like Moral Aura to
I
actually
still
do a
do.
video.
I still do.
Oh shit! I just realized your name is Andre, and you have a World Wrestling Federation picture.
I
Are you
know.
with John Schwartz?
I got that a lot because I was I never started watching wrestling until like the 2010s, but like I had like gone retroactively back and just like watched all the big moments and whatnot.
Yeah, like
so,
man and shit.
Yeah, so everyone always called me Andre the Giant growing up, just because like I'm a pretty big guy, and because I watch wrestling, it's just an easy comparison with that and whatnot.
He was pretty good in Princess Bride.
Yeah, dude, Princess Bride is like Adam.
Yes.
I'd recommend you watch The Princess Bride if you haven't seen it.
I still haven't seen it.
How have you not seen this?
Well, shut up. Same way you haven't seen the 30 billion other movies that I've seen that you haven't seen.
It's good,
Fuck
cheesy fun.
You're cutting pretty deep there, Adam.
How come you haven't seen every
But
movie
no.
ever?
Yeah, how come your brain is just not raw movie? Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
How come
No, but like, yeah,
how come you watch what you have time to fit in your day and prioritize things in a different way than I do?
Yeah, shit, I have like no fucking time like during the day. We wake up at 5. Get the hell out of here.
What's happening?
Oh,
Just
no.
the problems of living with like 50 other guys. I don't have a camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't see me. They only see is fucking toast.
Yeah,
And a cat.
yeah.
Hi.
That's toasted pussy right there.
Fucking damn it.
Oh, Adam.
Yes.
I know that this year has had like a couple superhero movies. I was wondering if you saw Logan or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 because I was intending on making a review on it and then didn't because I didn't have that much to say about it other than it was all right. It was kind of like a side quest. There were some parts that they did well, but overall it just felt like unimportant in terms of like the plot of the actual story and what the consequences were in the universe compared to the first film. The first film felt more like grandiose in scale. This one felt a little too contained and held back. But yeah, that's all I had to say about it, and so I didn't make a video on it because I had other things that I wanted to edit. Didn't see Logan, no interest. I know it's supposed to be good. You can tell me it's great. You can tell me it's the best movie ever made. It's still not going to make me any more interested to see it.
I mean, is that a movie that you feel like you're gonna have to watch at some point, or you're just gonna not?
Well, you know what? Like, it doesn't even. If let's say that was 2017, right? Was that early 2017?
That's March.
Yeah, it was March 3rd
Yeah.
of 2017.
So let's say my 2017 list comes up and I feel like watching Logan, then I'll probably give it a watch. But I don't want to have to watch all the other ones. You know.
To be fair, I think that the movie works much better on its own than connected to the other ones.
I agree.
Because all you really
There's
need,
like, fucking rewriting time travel is canon in that universe. You know?
okay,
It
but
really is.
I get what you're saying. I think what it is, you just kind of have to have a base knowledge for what the character's powers are, basically, and after that, like, I think that you'd be okay watching this.
I'm still skeptical because this happens every time there's like a really good superhero movie, you know.
And everyone says, "Oh, you should watch it. You
Yeah.
don't have to watch anything else." But then, like,
It doesn't even feel like a superhero movie, really.
Well, Wisecrack gave
Yeah.
a good philosophy review that I enjoyed a lot about it. Like, I didn't go and watch it because I wasn't really interested because my drill sergeant ruined that shit. So I was like, all right, fuck it, we'll just watch the review.
Yeah, so I'm not in a rush to see Logie Man.
I have a question, Adam.
Yes.
Have you had the chance to see the new Neil Breen movie yet? Pass Through, I think it's called.
Yes, I saw it a while back. It's bad.
Fuck. Are you gonna make a video on that?
I don't know, maybe.
More Brinius?
I don't know, maybe. I recorded some like party audio the same way I did with the other ones, but I don't know. We'll see if I use it. We'll see if I feel like making a video on it. It just seems like I wouldn't want to. The other Neil Breen video is like too recent in memory, and at this point, like when I make videos, I like to have some sort of purpose, like to introduce people to something. Pass Through is something that everybody who's seen my channel at this point already knows exists. You know, so I wouldn't really be providing much of a service by just making fun of it, other than just comedically, I guess.
So what form of Breezus is he now?
He can talk to tigers, I guess.
What?
so is this like a Neil Breen Dr. Dolittle movie?
Neil Breen goes to it for
He
a
can talk to tigers, and he can like kill everyone on a whim for no reason. He can literally like he can wish people out of existence, basically. And it's like Pass Through is almost like the Rapture.
God.
It's
You know,
Neil
like-
Almighty.
It's what?
It's Neil Almighty.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
pretty fab. I would recommend it. It's great.
I actually got introduced to it because my friends had a viewing party of Fateful Findings last time I was on leave, similar to what you did with the video. And I was really drunk. Oh God, did I? I don't remember anything of that night, so I actually went through and saw your video on it last night, I think.
Yeah, I'm really happy to have people participate in Bringo.
Bringo.
Stop this. Who's doing this? Stop. Okay.
And we actually played, and it was at the point where the only thing I remember that night is my buddy Greg putting the disc in the DVD player.
Shit, you hit Bringo hard.
I said you'll die.
We were using 151.
Oh
no.
God. Fuck.
Please don't die.
I should have played last weekend. I should have played Bringo on my own, like a lonely, crazy person. Because I had I had a bunch of coconut rum lying around that I just cut with a fuckload of Sprite. But I spent that time yelling at my sergeant. So yeah.
Fateful Findings is like a movie that I'm able to enjoy watching even without other people around. You know.
Just ironically.
I don't know how you do it then.
I love it. It's so good.
Did you
put that on the bottom?
You're right. You're so right.
Do you remember? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go for it. Go for it.
No, I was just gonna ask. Like, do you remember? Because I know you said in the video that somebody had recommended it to you. Do you remember who recommended it to you?
It was literally just a random tweet from somebody I didn't know, and I have no idea. It was just one of those like I happened to be checking Twitter things, and they sent. They sent the IMDb link or either a screenshot of the IMDb link or something that showed the poster, and the poster was enough to make me feel like, okay, this has some merit.
That
here.
poster.
This poster is something that made me interested. I watched the trailer and I was like, is this real? Is this something trying to be bad, or is this something like that's actually this bad? And then I just didn't think about it for a while, and then I think the sequence of events was like. No, yeah, like somewhere close to the end of the year, like I watched it, I think with Mark, and I was laughing so fucking loud that like my downstairs, like 2 floors downstairs roommate had to come up and see what the fuck was so funny.
So I'm gonna go for now because I gotta eat food or I'm gonna like die. I'll probably.
All right,
be back.
have a good one. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you for joining.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I love supporting you. You always give me good stuff. And Smash Keyboard Part 5 was awesome. Like when you said the reasons for it, for why it was so late, I'm like, dude, fucking called it.
That's kind of funny. It's funny how like a lot of people were grilling me over it without really understanding, without really thinking about like the metaphorical implications of it. Because I thought I did a good job like explaining what the themes of the film were. So I almost thought, I don't know. You'd think, I don't know. You'd think that it would make sense. Like I could. If I just stopped reviewing it after part 4 or something, and died, then that would work, right? I don't know.
Oh man, like
true art.
Speaking of art, my brother's birthday was on a Saturday, and my friend is a painter, and so he I had asked him to do a painting of it, and we had expected it to have it on Saturday, but my friend was saying that the oil he was using needed to dry, so he wasn't going to get it till like the next day. So basically I said, oh, well, why don't you come to the party anyways? And it was very awkward for him because it's literally me, him, and then the rest of it was just family and my brother's friends. So in retrospect, I probably should have told him that we could just do our own thing later on, because I almost feel like I was responsible for his awkwardness in a way, just because it's like, oh, well, he literally knows no one here except for me and my brother. So
yeah,
I've always wanted to get into like, I don't know, painting seems cool. I like it as an art form, and it's definitely like nice. I've never been good at drawing though, so
Me
I don't know.
Too. But there's a lot of really helpful painting tutorials, because painting's almost not like drawing in a sense. You can create, like, the strokes of a brush are much more versatile than like just a pencil. There's lots of cool things you can do with it.
The only thing I've ever really been like interested in like drawing was.
Furry porn.
I like drawing like. Maybe I'll level up to that one day.
Yeah,
but
one day.
For now, I actually coincidentally I was gonna say animals. Like I've liked drawing animals.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like to draw.
I'm not.
You're on the path.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already on it. The only thing that was like, I'm not really even that good right now. So like, it's just been kind of a journey. Most of my like stuff that if I'm gonna do something like artistic, I mostly just like write like songs or poems or stuff like that. The difficult part though is that since I don't know music, I can't really like implement that anywhere. An a cappella version of it.
Yeah.
Nah, but what type of music are you interested in, Adam? Do you have like a particular genre you like, or
All types of music. I can't think of a genre that I dismiss entirely.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't like. It's not necessarily like genre so much as it is like, because there could be good songs from any genre. You know, it's just a matter of like finding those good songs. You know.
Yeah, good artists, people that I like music that's written and performed by people that give a shit about what they're doing. I don't like factory music. I don't think factory music is very good. I like music that comes from human beings and not from like corporate decisions, you know?
Yeah. No. I completely understand. You know.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, anyways, I'm gonna have to get going right now.
No problem.
But,
Thank you for joining.
You guys, all right, you guys have a good day.
Thank you for your support.
See you.
No
Bye-bye.
problem.
See you.
Bye.
You know, speaking
Oh yeah,
of
I gotta get going too. I have work.
Oh shit. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for
Sorry.
hanging out.
Wait.
No
Yeah,
problem.
thanks so much. It's been great.
Thank you for
Oh
support.
yeah.
Bye bye.
Alright, later.
This is on a Wednesday this time, so
Yeah.
I expected there to be a little bit of scheduling conflict, but next one should be on a Saturday. I think I've got a few Saturdays open in July.
How's life, Adam?
Stressful, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear
I'm
that.
managing. I'm managing. I've always. I mean, if I couldn't deal with this kind of shit, then I wouldn't be here, right?
How do you guys feel about Daniel Day-Lewis retiring? I don't know if you guys talked
I
about
don't
that
care.
before I came on.
Someone can retire, and it doesn't really make me feel any way.
I mean,
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the thing that interested me is because he says he wants to be a dressmaker, and I remember, I think in the late '90s, didn't he do something similar about wanting to be a shoemaker for a while? So I don't know if it's
I don't
really.
know.
I believe that.
I just don't. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't infect me or influence me. I would rather have someone retire than die. You know, like I don't know. If it's a person's personal decision, it doesn't really influence me. And you know what? I wish that we wouldn't publicize this shit so often, because a lot of times it just turns out to be false. Like fucking Miyazaki every time he says he's retiring and then stops.
Yeah, or Steven Soderbergh or something like that.
Yeah, like I'm retiring. Psych. No, I'm not.
Daniel Day-Lewis has got one more PTA film coming out this year.
It's on
shit.
December 25th.
Yeah.
It's about like
Don't
1950s.
say it. I don't know. No.
Okay, sorry.
No. Nothing.
I know nothing other than 1950s. That's all I know.
That's too much information for me.
I'm so sorry. I feel bad now. No
worries.
But
Yeah, I prefer to go in
a pain.
with a blank slate.
Yeah, like Dunkirk. I am so excited for it, but I don't want to know anything about it.
I was forced to watch a trailer to Dunkirk at this point because I was before The Mummy.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer wasn't good. The trailer, whoever edited that, maybe the film's good, but whoever edited that trailer was not doing a good job, and it made me a little concerned. The trailer was bad. I don't know if it's the same trailer that like is online or anything. Like I saw it at like an AMC theater, and it almost seemed like they had their own kind of trailer or something.
Oh my
like
gosh.
It
AMC
wasn't a
I
good
think.
trailer.
It's kind of like with Interstellar. They had a couple good ones and then a couple that made you go, meh. But I think Dunkirk, they're kind of doing the same thing trailer-wise. The first two seem like they're really good, and
Nolan just past his prime now.
I worked at an AMC. I can confirm we make our own trailers. We
Yeah.
cater to certain
Okay, there you
audiences.
go. Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, something that happened not that long ago was like that was kind of interesting. That was kind of nice. Was Sofia Coppola, her new movie, like she won like the best director at Cannes for like The Beguiled.
The Beguiled.
Cannes, James Caan, whatever. She basically was like in an interview with Variety, and then they're like, "Is this movie a feminist movie?" And she's like, "I want to make a good movie, not a political statement." And I'm like,
That's kinda funny.
that was really nice to see. Like,
Well,
she
I mean,
just
what's
wanted to make
kind
a
of
good
like
movie.
ironic about it in a way, and kind of like upsetting, is like every time a woman succeeds at doing something that's just like that should just be considered normal, like, yes, of course I can do it, and I'm a woman, and there's nothing about being a woman that prevents me from doing this. Every time that there's this type of person in the world, there's always some talk show host that's like, "Oh, do you think that there was this massive conspiracy holding you down called the patriarchy?" They're like, "No." And it's like, it's kind of funny, like every time, like Ronda Rousey or whatever her name is, like Judge Judy, and like every time they hold an interview, and it's like, well, what do you think about feminism? They're like, well, I mean, I was just able to do this just by working hard and having my sights set on a goal, like. Just like, I don't know, there's nothing about me being a gay furry that's preventing me from being successful on YouTube. You just got to do shit for yourself.
Exactly.
It's like if we're going to use the argument of like, oh yeah, women aren't in these fields as much because they don't see themselves portrayed in media. It's like, okay, well, what gay furry YouTubers existed for me to want to decide to do it? What gay furry filmmakers or musicians existed for me to decide to do it? Like if you're using the fact that you don't see someone that has your same gender or sexuality or skin color in a particular field as an excuse not to do it for yourself, as an excuse for you to say, you know what, I'll do something different, then you weren't really interested in the first place, and you shouldn't be doing it. If you're going to let that prevent you from doing that,
Yeah. Isabelle Huppert did something similar. Like, she was being asked in an interview about, like, that movie Elle by Paul Verhoeven, and she just said, like someone asked, like, "Are you a feminist, Isabel?" And then she's like, "No, I like women and men."
That's kind of funny. It's a very difficult conversation because everybody has a different definition.
Yeah.
So,
Did you
so
like
in
Elle?
that, like I could say I'm a feminist or not a feminist depending on who I'm talking to, just because I know that they have different definitions. When in reality, my perspectives and my positions are no different, and I'm not lying to either person. But I know that one person considers feminist to be something entirely different than the other person would consider a feminist to be, and I'm just trying to answer whether or not I believe I am what their definition says it is.
Was Elle good?
No, it was all right.
Speaking of female directors, you know Catherine Bigelow?
Yes.
She's got Detroit
Oh yeah,
coming up this year. Yeah,
I'll watch
So,
it for sure.
it looks good.
I'll watch it for sure. Yeah, there's a shit ton of stuff that happened at Cannes that I want to see, that I'm very excited for.
Yeah, The Square won the Palme d'Or, which is the next movie from.
You pronounced that very funny.
I am awful at it. I'm so bad.
There's no. You don't need to.
Yeah.
Just palm. Oh, essentially palm. You can say palm like essentially the same. You don't need to say palma. Like if you're like super.
I try too hard. It's the same director as Force Majeure.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited to see almost everything that was in official competition at Cannes. Like there was a fucking insane list this year. So.
And if it's not good, you'll just blame Will Smith.
This is true. It will be his fault. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing 120 beats per minute in the sense that I want to see if he's capable of making something that's not The Class. But let's see. That's the only other film I saw from this guy, and I just really didn't care for The Class, particularly because it won the Palme d'Or. and I was just like, what about this was like exceptional, you know? Anyway, so what I'm gonna probably do for this hangout is probably end it in the next 15 minutes or so. Because standard length is like between 2 and 3 hours, and that's, you know, that'll still be within 2 or 3 hours. Just because I have a lot of fucking work to get done at this point, you know.
And Baby Driver.
And Baby Driver, although that's not until later. But yeah, I've got a shit ton of work I need to get done. Essentially, I'm back from I just got back from VidCon 2 nights ago, or what day is it? It's
Wednesday.
I got back from VidCon Monday night. Oh yeah, I did an editing stream yesterday. Yeah. Okay. And so now my concern is like I'm going to RTX in pretty much a week. And so like I said, I'll be watching like 2015 movies while I'm there, so I'll still be getting shit done. But I need to like focus this week a lot on like trying to work on actual like review shit. And I'll probably want to do like a Baby Driver quickie or something. So I'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, I've got like 2 recording sessions this week too, so that's gonna take a lot of time out. I've got so much shit going on. I'm very impressed with myself by how much shit I'm juggling at once and how motivated I am. Not to like toot my own horn or anything, but like I think the shit that I'm juggling right now, I don't think a lot of people could handle it. I think I'm a very particular type of human being that is essentially a machine when it comes to this shit.
Trooper.
But, yes.
Speaking of your recording sessions, I was actually showing one of my friends at work your 4 songs on Spotify.
Yes.
And she's like, "Oh my god, this person is so fucking good. How have I not heard of this person?" It's like, it's fucking Adam. Your music is really good, and I'm super excited for this next project that you've got going.
I'm also super excited. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. I can't wait for it to be done. I hope I genuinely hope that it's done, so I can like in a way that I can release it by January. If it's not, I'm just gonna postpone it again, which is the correct approach. But I hope that it's done before then. We'll just see what it turns into. I don't have that many more instruments that I'm adding to it. Like we're almost at the, like I would say another like maybe 4, 5 sessions or something before like it'll just be editing essentially, and the recording aspect will be for the most part finished. So I don't know how long all that will take, but
sorry.
I don't know how long all the editing will take, but
Actually, my bed was inside.
who's in the background?
I don't know, probably someone. I think it's my other roommate.
Oh. What were you asking before?
Oh, me?
Yes.
I was just gonna ask. So you play every instrument, like you just kind of sync it up in the background, or like do you have people playing, like while you're like...
So far, I've done by myself vocals, piano, bass guitar, electric guitar, acoustic guitar. I'm about to do cello soon. I've done clarinet. I've done some there was a song that I put some like accordion in. I've done like drums, like percussion. I don't know if I mentioned drums. Also like tambourine and shit. I've done some violin. I don't know if I mentioned trumpet. I did a bit of saxophone. I'd like to try and work that in a way to make it sound better, though, because it's not in its current form. I'm still not happy with it, but we'll see what happens. And I'll probably be adding some flute at some point. And then, so I've outsourced a couple things. We have someone's gonna send me some tuba tracks at some point, or like 1 track of tuba, and then there's a few songs where I've outsourced the guitar electric guitar essentially because I felt as though it would be better coming from someone else other than myself because I haven't spent much time, polishing electric guitar, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that that's what they do, and so it's like something that comes naturally to them. So I've had my friend Daniel, and my friend Axel do some guitar shit on the album, and then I had another friend do some upright bass, and so far I think that's all the instruments. But yeah, so I'm doing the overwhelming majority of the instruments, but
Sounds
there's
very
a couple things that I've outsourced. So yeah, I mean, a lot of fucking work, but coming together. I started recording June of last year.
Wow.
So it's been happening a while. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I know it's something I can figure out and get together. It's just a matter of time.
All
Yes.
right. I gotta go. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support.
I'm gonna head out now as well. So.
Oh shit! Everybody's heading out anyway. We've only got 10 more minutes in the chat hangout. So.
Yeah. I just want to say I've been a long time supporter of your channel and finally have the means to donate.
Thank you
on
so much.
Patreon,
I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you
love
for
your content. So yeah, see you guys.
Thank you. And then there were three.
And then there were three.
Just three.
Just three.
Just three boys. Tim and Eric.
Yes. Yep. I hope you enjoyed my singing voice.
Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right. So we got. Yes.
I did your song fragments for a talent show last year.
You did it?
I did it, and it was really fun.
Well, how did you do my song?
Nope, I didn't phrase that well. I sang the song, and then my friend did the piano for him.
Dope. That's awesome.
It was really fun.
Thank you.
I know that these two movies are probably on your radar, but if you need a good movie to watch sometime, I have a recommendation for you.
Yes.
It's Only the End of the World from Xavier Dolan.
Yeah, I bought it. I still haven't watched it yet. I bought the Blu-ray though.
Yeah, it was probably my favorite movie from last year. I think it was even better than Mommy, but that's just me. I loved it so much.
Oh wow.
It really,
but I'm looking.
It's polarizing. So is the other movie, A Cure for Wellness. It's super polarizing. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I think
I don't know if I'll like that movie as much, but
yeah,
I'll watch it. It's on my watch list, but I don't know.
Some of the best cinematography I've probably ever seen.
I like Verbinski.
So good. He knows what he's doing behind the camera for sure. Visual composition to his movies.
He has a movie he's making called Spaceless.
Oh.
Watch listed. Bazinga.
Bazinga.
Bazooper.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
I got tickets for the Beguiled tomorrow, so that'll be for the Sofia Coppola movie from because it's coming out tomorrow on wide release not tomorrow, on Friday.
Shit, boys. I gotta pay attention to what's even coming out. So Baby Driver, obviously. I've already got my tickets to see the new Spider-Man Homecoming, which I'll be seeing while I'm at RTX essentially. So I got my tickets for a theater in Austin. So that's cool.
War for the Planet of the Apes is coming out July 14th, and Chris Stuckman said it was a stunning masterpiece that's actually unpredictable. So I guess we'll see.
That's actually because Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is the most predictable movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not even kidding. If somebody were to ask me what's the most cliched film you've ever seen in your entire life, I would say Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. It is.
Yeah.
It is the movie that is every movie that's ever existed in the past 20 years.
Transformers with monkeys.
Cliched movie I've ever seen in my entire life. So for War for the Planet of the Apes to be the opposite of that, I would be very surprised. But let's see. I'll come to my own conclusions. Sorry?
Is it the same director?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Matt Reeves directed the first, not the second and the third one, so he'll be making it.
Okay,
so.
yeah, War for the Planet of the. Okay, so yeah, we'll see what I'm doing on July 14th, I guess.
And then July 21st is Dunkirk, Christopher Nolan, in 70 millimeter
A few
IMAX.
July releases, 70 millimeter
And then,
and IMAX.
Yeah, because the entire 70, as he said, 75% of the movie was shot in 70 millimeter IMAX. So it'll look pretty cool, and maybe we'll have to see.
Yeah. And Bigelow's Detroit in August.
July 28th is the movie that the director of the first John Wick, the co-director of the first John Wick, it's the movie that he's making before Deadpool 2. It's called Atomic Blonde.
I will, I guess, just see what the reviews are on that one, because
right now
it looks kind of fun, but I don't know if I could put my faith in it.
Because what I do know about Atomic Blonde and Baby Driver is a lot of the action scenes. There's not in Baby Driver, I know at least, not a single scene in the movie that has like car chase scenes has any CGI. It's all practical, which seems pretty. Which is awesome.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then Atomic Blonde at the moment has a 76% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 73 on Metacritic. So we'll have to see if it is
Mike
good.
did some very strange things. It was very entertaining. Your microphone was very weird.
Mine was?
Yeah, I could understand you, but it was very funny.
Oh no. Yeah, I have really shitty headphones at the moment because my other one's broke, so sorry
that
about
was
that.
a loss in transmission.
Yeah.
Oh, hey Adam, I have a question.
Yes. Go for it.
Do you plan on going to MFF this year?
Yes.
Fucking swish. I hope I can get there at some point.
Yeah, I'm planning on it. I would like to. I really enjoyed myself last time. I really enjoyed Chicago.
It was my first.
I would like to see more of Chicago. More of Chicago. Sorry. I would like to see more of this.
It was my first and probably favorite con that I've ever been to. But
that was dope. So
really...
that one and BLFC are two awesome ones that I have on my radar. I don't think I'll ever do Anthrocon. It looks unappealing to me, and it's too far out of the way.
Isn't that happening right now?
I think so. I think it's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's just unclear me getting up there.
It's too far away.
So hey, maybe we'll. It is fucking far.
No.
The only way I would ever go is if I was to drive, and that's not happening. Fuck that.
But yeah. Chicago's cool. I can't wait to go back. That'll be fun.
I really enjoyed myself in Rosemont. I'm hoping to get back there fucking upcoming, but it's just a matter of me getting up there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
So fuck, if we see each other, let's fucking hang out, man.
I'll say hi for sure. You can tweet me. I usually check my Twitter when I'm at a con in case somebody wants to say hi. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking get going.
All right. Yeah, hit me up on Twitter or whatever while I'm at the con, but that's not going to happen for a while anyway.
Yeah, I'm probably going to forget about it, but
anyway, thanks for hanging out. I think I'm just going to end the hangout unless there's any final questions here.
Oh, I do have one more quick question.
Yes.
Did you have something that I think you might like? Nick Spears made a short film about a satanic cult called Black Mass. That's 12 minutes long, and maybe
he made
a
short film.
Yeah, and he did it in junction with other friends of his. So it was interesting. It is. It's on his YouTube, so if you want to see it, it's there.
I'll check it out at some point.
Thank you for the time you spent.
Thank you very much.
I wish you all the luck on your list and YMS and new videos and everything. So have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Bye everybody in chat. Bye everybody. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for your patronage. I will see you guys next month, and next month it should be on a Saturday, and I'll try to coordinate that soon. But just check the the main Patreon page, right where it lists the $10 perk, and that will be where I update it. So thank you all so much. Bye 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 bye.